ship itself had been found by Basil Brown and recognised by him because he found small bits of iron. In fact, one of the very first finds in the dig was one of these small bits of iron, which are iron rivets. These rivets held the planks of the ship together, and as they cleaned, they could see the rivets were in rows, long rows. The ship was 27 metres long, 90 foot that is, a very big vessel, and the rows of rivets showed where that ship was, and the little variations in the colour of the soil showed the type of ship it was. It was made of wooden planks, clinker built as they say, sort of overlapping planks. And those overlapping planks could be mapped because the dark edges could still be seen, and the rows of rivets showed how one plank was joined to the next. At that time we formed the idea that there should be something of the ship to be remembered, preferably a whole one-to-one, full-size reconstruction.
So far, our volunteers have built the backbone of the ship and placed it on supports called a strongback. Temporary moulds have been attached to the backbone to help us build the ship to the correct dimensions. Temporary staging has been erected at each end of the ship to give safe access when planking the hull.
The next stage of the project is to fit the planking to the ship. The way we believe this worked was the Saxons would fit the first 5 strakes, and then they would insert the lower parts of the framing, and then they plank the upper half of the ship and fit the remaining framing. So we're at the stage now where we're just fitting the first of the planks. So we're converting the trees into the planking using predominantly axes, and then we'll be in a position to fit the planking to the ship. Now this is going to be quite a long phase of the project. I would estimate 9 months to a year, and there's probably 90 pieces of planking to go into the ship, and so we need to keep fundraising to make sure that we have all the timber and all the materials that we need just to get this phase of the project done. Once we receive a tree, it's split or cleaved into sections. So this is one of the trees we're working on at the moment. This is in eighths of the tree. So if you imagine here is an eighth, the quarter would be here, and the half and the whole round of the tree. Normally we would try and go into sixteenths to reduce any issues that we might have, but this one isn't quite wide enough for the timber that we need to go to sixteenths. So having cleaved this, we would then work it down following the splits, the existing splits, to a piece about 2 inches wide, and that then is ready to be finished into a plank. Having rough finished the plank to 2 inches thick, we then need to finally finish it to get both the correct thickness, which is 1 inch, and also to get the correct finish on it, a good enough finish that we can put onto the ship. So here Laurie is going through that exercise, bringing it down to the final thickness, and also next putting the finish on the plank.